guest speaker is Atsuko Asada. She is originally from Okinawa.
No, Tokyo.
Tokyo, I'm so sorry. She's a 1966 graduate of Tama Fine Art College in Tokyo, Japan. 1970-72 Fashion Institute of Technology in New York City. 1973-1977 Harriet Winter, Fashion Design Assistant Designer. And then today she from 1997 to 2013, she has worked as an interpreter, bilingually, both Japanese and English. And well, actually, I'm going to let her talk about the Buddhism because that is going to be her subject this morning. She practiced Buddhism through walking meditation when she practiced her karate and Tai Chi. And she also teaches fly fishing, if any of you are interested, out at a beautiful spot close to West Virginia. And she is a member of the Unitarian Universalist Church as a Buddhist. So now, without further ado, I do bring you Atsuko, who will talk to us about the Buddha.
Good morning. I'm so thrilled to come here as a talker. I come here fly fishing. Beautiful spot. Okay, obviously, the Buddhism is the big religion in the world, probably. But the people don't know. The Buddha is not the God, not like Christians or Muslims or Hindus. They do have their own God made for them. But Buddhism is a way for themselves. They practice themselves. Fly fishing is okay, just to concentrate on one thing. And the Buddha, he was a man who told a path to enlightenment from his experience. Buddhism is also belief system which is not tolerant of all other belief or religion. So we accept any religion or people. That's why probably if you start to think about it, Buddhism country like India started in India 2,500 years BC. But none of the country never fought to other religion. So what is Zen? Well, for me, it's from Japan. So Zen Buddhism I practice. Right now, I'm practicing too. The practice that need to be experienced. The why I can talk right now is I've been practicing Zen long time, not just sitting and meditating. Linda introduced me walking Zen, which means I used to practice karate. Just a tiny woman practice karate. I didn't even know this is a part of the practice. But one day, a lot of people come here. I was divorced in 1989, I believe. And then start working, and it's the good timing I start working. It's so difficult life. But one day, 1 block from New York City's my office, they have a karate so-called dojo class. Okay? Then that was the second floor. So I passed by, and I said, what is that? So I went inside, and the instructor, so-called we call sensei, and then he asked me, are you Japanese? I said, yes, I am. So we started talking, and then it's everybody wear white karate soko gi. And immediately I liked them. So then I started practice following week. But I am so small, and women, I can do it or not. So obviously I was a white, this clean white belt, and I was starting. So the sense says, okay, like this. And the soko ki. He said, not loud enough. Oh my God. I felt so good. After certain, if some people know, divorced and looking for a job, what am I going to do? And then, not loud enough. Okay, this is it. So I started. So every Thursday night, Soko walking meditation. After practice of actual physical karate, and then 45 minutes, they have a meditation class. But many Americans or Western, the people, it's hard to sit kneeling down like this. So first maybe 10 minutes, we start walking. We got to clear their mind. And then finally, if you can sit, I could sit down. Another 10 minutes, meditation. Meditation is not the sleeping. A lot of people have to work out. So then sensei come and he has a little wooden stick, and then he stopped right behind you, and then we bow, and he hit the shoulder. Like this is the part of the meditation, and then Zen practice too. Okay, and then Japanese now is over 90% of the people are Shinto religion or Buddhism, not really trained. But if the born, the baby, they go to the shrine, get blessed from the Shinto priest. And if, when parents die, go to the Buddhist temple. And sometimes young couple go to the Christian church, then rest in their wedding. So actually not really very religious, the people. Why? Because if, think about it, Japan is 4 islands. We don't have any border but ocean. So when I was an interpreter, I went over 20 countries. And then I went to Israel. I was looking at the world with just only one eye. If you go to Israel, surrounding borders are all enemies in a different religion country. So every corner, every port, every airport, officers standing like this with a shotgun. This. Oh my God. When I went to Egypt, and our bus surrounding the police officers and then military people guarding us. When I came back to my country, everybody was no fear, nobody of us. When I moved in this town, back to a little bit the different time, came from Tokyo to 1970, New York City. And so also I was very young, right after graduate art school. So, and also I saw movie Woodstock. I have to go to America, those era. But somehow my boyfriend back then, he was also graduated in art school. He was a very top student, so he got a job in New York City art agency. So that's why we could come here. But I was young, also stupid, and so from Tokyo to New York City was, okay, this is the place I can live, right? So then I went to college and in a Fashion Institute Technology, 2 years, and I got a job right away. But so many things happening, and the Japanese economy was like this. And then I understand the 2 languages, and then I understood fashion industry or art industry. So demand as an interpreter was like this. Okay. A couple days before I was reading it. Back then, I don't have an iPad, so I would study a lot. But anyway, gradually, more and more people asking me to do it. Many of them are referred. Then September 11th came, 2001. I had a country house upstate New York, Woodstock. That's I really liked. So then I was teaching. Back then, more and more living upstate New York, more primary home than a New York City's apartment. Then I was teaching Japanese for the young high school kids, so-called homeschooling. Then 9 o'clock sharp, like at today's meeting, I started teaching Japanese for American boys. Then telephones ringing outside of their home. Well, I just ignored it, and their mother didn't open up the door. Right after 10 o'clock, mother came in. You better watch TV. In New York City, my son living there most, my friends lived there, sister lived there. And I called it. Obviously, back then, top of the tower was the cell phone. I couldn't reach anybody. 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock afternoon. Finally, my son called me. Mom, I'm safe. I have to get out from the big town. Then we decided to come outside of the big town. But I was interpreter. So international airport has to be about an hour and a half. Dallas Airport right there. And driving from here to New York City is about 4.5 hours. So if the circle becomes smaller and smaller, then I'm a fly fisherman. I have to have a fly fishing place nearby. So more close to here. And around this area. If you go close to the Washington, price was too expensive. Okay. So then I found my house right now. But I'm born in Tokyo, raised in New York City, and from Royal.
Yeah.
As an interpreter, I thought I understood every accent. I went to Coca-Cola. Welcome, Atsuko. I understood. When I went to Boston, Harvard Square, it's all the accent, I could manage it. But this town, ordinary people, for me, it's another language. And I went to supermarket. The cashier told me, da 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 da, thank you, Han. I don't know, my name's not Han. So those are little things, that things. And then when I left New York City, finally I understood. Some people said, are you going to South? Yes, Virginia, Southwest New Jersey, South Pennsylvania. So I didn't understand what the South meant. But truly, this is the South. Finally, a couple of years later, I understood. But I say, that saved me all those different things. I met such beautiful people. The Lindens is one of them. And then from Royalty Women's Resource Center, all professional, beautiful, wonderful ladies. We can talk. I understood their English first. So karate is also, I was learning Zen Buddhism too. The Buddhism is not like most of the people reading Bible is the teacher. It's a certain way. But Buddhism, especially Zen Buddhism, is my own practice. Clear the mind, and then don't attach anything. So I'll just check the whole thing is my iPad. So happiness in life, which is a family life, friendship, healthy body and mind. Just, I could find in this town too, through beautiful friends. And the happiness is a celebration and gift as well as sharing and giving. It's the same thing. Everybody do it for me and I'm doing it. This is through Zen Buddhism. And then I told you, Buddha is not God. He was a man who told a path of enlightenment from his experiences. So practice, we needed the experiences. And also definitely any religion people agree suffering is a fact of life. We have 4 unavoidable physical suffering. 1 is the birth, 2 is getting older, and sickness and death. That everybody has them. Also, 3 forms mental suffering. Separation from people we love, contact with people we dislike, no matter what. Frustration of desire. Drinking problem, now is an opioid problem. This is a desire. But as a Buddhist told us, it's a belief that the way to end suffering is to first accept the fact that the suffering is actually a fact of life. Everybody suffering, big or small, or different way. Some people have a physically injury, but a mother died, children die. You have only just the one son, one daughter. She wants to go to college somewhere else. it's happy in a way, but in the heart, as a parent, oh, I can see him or her only just once a month or once a year. Sometimes people go overseas, like me. I remember my son, I raised him in New York City. He went to art school, Rhode Island School of Design. So I sent him to the Rhode Island. Well, it's that the school he wanted. It's the best art school in this country. Then the graduation, I went there. In between, I went many times. Then came back from graduation day. I was driving, and I never asked him what he going to do. I was so sure his major was graphic design. Harvard in New York City, Manhattan. I assume he's coming back to our home. And he said, Mom, I'm going to London. Oh boy, what this boy is thinking. But he said, well, eventually I'm coming back in New York City. But if I stay in London, England, as a graphic artist, the resume is good. Oh my God. So I understood half of my brain, half of brain was so, I couldn't understand. Then the day, 1 week later, I took him to the airport. Then I started crying. I just only one son. So he said, Mom, when you came to this country from Tokyo to New York, what your parents, my grandparents, thought of you? I was struck. Thunder. Okay. But this is a happiness also simple. This is a life. Then I more and more practice Zen. Clear mind. What is the truth? What is the happiness? And then more you have experienced suffering, made a mistake, then I understand the exact same situations. If you're happy all the life, nothing happened, those people are not really interested. Yeah. So now move in front royal. And I didn't know anybody. But across the street, and Nan Hathel, she introduced me women's resource. I met with so many different people. And then one of them, Siggy, she is a practicing Zen, close to Buddhist. And then also yoga. So I've been practicing yoga almost 18 years. And this is the yoga is also part of Buddhism too. So Buddhism is not only someone says, don't do this, don't do this, this and this. You have to feel yourself. Sitting Zazen, it is not easy. You know, fighting for sleepiness and what am I doing? But more and more doing good posture because you have to sit down. It's a straight back, which means the basic human, basic inhale, exhale. This is the most important. I'm 74 years old, and then mainly I'm vegetarian because it's feel good. But my husband American, so I do bacon and egg once in a while. And then my son sent us Omaha steak. Christmas, huge one, 4 pieces. So we eat the Christmas and his birthday is next month. So I eat about this much, make sure I cook right one up and let him, he's happy. So I accept everything. Whatever you eat, whatever you do, some people like a golf, some people criticizing golf. Why are you hitting the ball and then you're so happy? And I'm a woman, the short women, and fly fishing and catch or not, and the people looking, staring at me. Oriental women doing fly fishing, so they stop watching. What? That's my practice too. So Zen or Buddhism is not really for me.